Hello guys, this is Modest Major here, bringing you some commentary over some Landfall Infinity Doubles gameplay, playing with my good friend Uber Nick. We actually start off doing fairly poorly, to be honest. This is the smaller version of Landfall, which you don't honestly really get to play too much in matchmaking, partly because it's a DLC map, but partly because this variant, the smaller variant of Landfall, is only present in Team Doubles. And as a result, we are not playing very strong. We don't necessarily know what are the right power positions to be maintaining, what are the right power weapons to be maintaining. So we're kind of just like sitting ducks at the beginning. But we managed to pull off a fairly successful comeback and have a really good finish to the game. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching that. But today I had a topic that I wanted to discuss with you guys, and that is regarding the latest matchmaking playlist update that will be being seen on Monday. Basically my wish got granted, because I was saying in one of my more recent videos, and I've been talking to friends about this, is I was really bummed out that a lot of the smaller based objective game types have been removed from the game. King of the Hill was present at the beginning of Halo 4, and that was slowly but surely eradicated. You can now only find it in multi-team. Multi-team itself was once 4 teams of 2, but is now 4 teams of 3 instead, so that lends itself a little bit more towards big team gameplay. Then you've got Ricochet has been completely eradicated, and basically just all the playlists were getting phased out one by one, CTF included as well. That used to be 5v5 on a lot of maps like Dispatch, Abandon, but a lot of those maps were taken out, and then Neutral Flag was added in, and it's now kind of become Big Team CTF, and to me that's a bit of a bummer. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind playing the odd occasional Big Team playlist, and they need to be in there, but right now the selections for playlists are a little bit like, you know, Big Team Heavies, Multi-Team, CTF, which is basically Big Team CTF now, and there's not too much variety in terms of the 4v4 objective game types with small base maps. But like I said, my wish has been granted, and they've decided to add in a new mode called Dominion Light. Now, Dominion Light is basically 4v4 Dominion. You know, nobody was too fond of Dominion at any point. It was never really a playlist that I heard too many people calling their favorites. A lot of people kind of found it a little bit meh, and a lot of people just used it as a playlist to complete challenges in. That was the only reason they wanted to play it, to get certain helmets and certain unlocks, but they didn't really enjoy the game type too much itself. And I've got to kind of agree with them. I thought it was a little bit of a generic idea, and I don't think it necessarily played out too well. I think it could get a little bit campy in the actual Dominion points, because people could camp on, you know, either corner, and there'd usually be too many tight corners and too big open spaces for the objectives to work in. That's just my opinion. But now they've decided to add in Dominion Light, which they say will feature faster pace, modified scoring, smaller resupply drops balanced for smaller teams, and a new custom map list. Now, let me just say, I am extremely excited by this custom map list, because they've decided to go a little bit crazy. The only maps that are featured in this playlist are Forge maps. There are no actual default maps, which I really enjoy the idea of. It means that they'll potentially be cycling through Forge maps. We'll get to see a lot more variety, and a lot of new maps added to the mix. The map selection goes as the Ark, Blacksite, Graphite, Hekau, Honeycomb, Inheritor, Onyx, Serenity, Shutout, Station 9, Plaza, Procedure. We're obviously seeing a lot of familiar names in that mix, the Ark, Onyx, Inheritor, some of my favorite maps in the entire game, let alone, you know, amongst the Forge maps. And I just think it's going to open up the playing field for a lot of, you know, interesting matches. Personally, you know, I feel like Dominion needed a revival for quite some time. The playlist numbers were getting pretty shoddy on that. When they brought it back in the rotational playlist, there wasn't a lot of great feedback to it. So I'm really glad that 343 decided to take it upon themselves and, you know, work on innovating the playlist instead of just shoehorning it in or, you know, changing it in a very minor way. They've actually completely overhauled it. And once again, it shows that 343 are often willing to admit when they're in the wrong or when they need to, you know, come up with a new idea, make something fresh. So I really like that, and to be completely honest, I was not expecting it this late in the game. I thought Dominion was just going to go completely away. And, you know, I'm also glad at the fact that when Ricochet was removed, I thought, like, that was such a stupid idea. I thought it was just like, what are they doing? Like, they can't just get rid of all objective playlists one by one and make it Halo 4, the BTB edition. Halo is also always known for its variety in the playlist and having so much choice, so much selection. Halo Reach was really a standout game in that regard, and it would be a shame for them to lose that reputation. So I'm glad they're reworking a couple of things. I'll just go over a couple of the other things they added in this playlist update. It's going to add in Team Ninja Assassins into Action Sack, which I think is pretty darn cool. You know, I love Ninja Assassins, truth be told. And, you know, I've always said Action Sack needs a little bit more silly stuff. That isn't necessarily silly, so it's a little bit disappointing in that regard. But Team Ninja Assassins, that's completely new. You know, obviously the original Ninja Assassins was an FFA playlist, whereas they've decided to mix things around, so we'll have to see how that goes. Personally, I'll be giving that a try, and I advise you guys to. Which, speaking of, I really, really hope you guys do your best to support the new Dominion playlist, and at the very least give it a try, because it would be extremely depressing to see that, you know, 343 going out their way to make a change, going out their way to admit they're wrong, and put in a new playlist, and everyone just completely ignores it. Like, obviously, you're entitled to your opinion. If you go into it and you dislike it, you know, you can say, that wasn't my kind of playlist, that wasn't my cup of tea, not going to play it again. But honestly, I get really bummed out when, you know, I come on, there's a new playlist being added in, and it's got, like, numbers below 1K, and it's like, come on, like, people aren't even giving this a fair chance. And, you know, it can't hurt you. Like I said, there's loads and loads of Forge maps. I think Forge maps is one of the best things about Halo 4, so I definitely think it's worth your while, and I truly hope you do try it out. But there's one more change coming, and basically they're putting out something called Halo 4 playlist flags, which means that when they update one of the playlists, or add a new map, add a new game type, there's going to be a little notification in the top right corner of the display picture for that playlist that will say, you know, new maps, new game types, and they'll be color-coded so that you can easily distinguish which change is occurring to whatever playlist. So I think that's awesome. We definitely needed something like that. Someone made a pretty good comment that, you know, oh, that's great to see that status, but can we not see the status of our ranks in that playlist as well? I think Cray Spartan said that. Kind of have to agree, but, you know, a little bit too late for that one. One more thing, you know, Rapscallion actually put out this video on the bulletin before me. He kind of beat me to the punch. He's really good at putting out videos on the bulletins just after the bulletins come out, and he does a pretty good solid job of covering them. So I'll leave a link to his video in the description, and I advise you guys subscribe to him if you haven't already. But this gameplay is coming to a close. I'm just going to let music play out for the rest, but like I said, be sure to give this new playlist a try, because I truthfully do not want to be playing, you know, big team Halo 4 for the rest of my eternity. You know, I honestly don't enjoy BTB in Halo 4 that much, and it would be really nice to have that variety, have those options, and I'm sure you guys can agree. Variety is the spice of life. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I've been Modest Major. Peace out.